welcome my darlings. I thought today we would talk about some of my favourite things. We touched upon it last week when we did the live stream with the Glamour Girls, and I thought I would just make a video of it for you, and then you can see in depth what are my favourite things, why I think they're my favourite things, and what I would use them for. So we're going to start at the beginning because it's a very good place to start, isn't it? It is. So some of my favourite things, these are all drag related, obviously. Some of them are makeup, some of them are not. So first of all, my first favourite thing as a drag queen is this little baby. There we are. CN Classic it's called, and it's from Lidl, and it's basically a moisturizer, an anti-aging moisturizer. I've tried lots of different moisturizers and creams and things like that, and I've always found anything scented or perfumed just sends my eyes watering. I've got very sensitive eyes, so the minute I put anything on my skin that's got sort of perfumes, things like that in, my eyes just stream. And when do you not want to have eyes that are streaming? When you're putting makeup on. So this is absolutely perfect. It comes in a nice little tub, and it's good for everyday use as well. So it's not just good for makeup, it's good for just putting on every day after you've washed or you've cleansed. It's really cheap. It's only something like £2 odd, and I swear by it. I can't use anything else, so I always stockpile it. That's another little tip for you as well. If you are a drag queen, or if you use the same makeup for work purposes, stockpile whatever you get, stockpile it, because you don't know if that shop is ever going to go out. They might stop making it, or they might just stop it altogether, and you might not be able to get it. They might sell out. So always stock up on whatever you use regularly, because you just don't know when you might not be able to find it. And if you rely on this for a job, like I do as an entertainer, it's always handy to have it in just in case, because if you don't want to have to go to work feeling like a bit of a mess because you haven't been able to do what you would normally do makeup wise. So CN Classic, that's my number one thing for Dixie's favourite things today. CN Classic, it's a moisturiser from Lidl, and I swear by it. If you're a drag queen or an entertainer and you use a lot of makeup, you go and try it. It even says on the back of it, daily care, prevents dryness, smooths taut skin and dry patches, which is good. And it also says it's really good for, and hyaluronic acid, that one, yes, it's got that in it as well, and it says it's really good to put on before your makeup. So that's my number one. Number two, Kryolan. Now, I used to use Stargazer. I've used lots of different pan sticks before Stargazer. I think back when I first started doing this, I just used something from the pound shop. I think it was Rimmel or something like that. And it was alright, but it never used to cover everything. And the good thing about Stargazer is you don't need to put a great deal on for a start, because it's very highly pigmented. They use it in TV, they use it in films, they use it on theatre. It might be a little bit more expensive. However, you don't need as much. And what I found is, because with me, when I used to use Stargazer, I thought about it. You know what? I thought I'll give it a go. We'll see what happens, and that's how I got hooked on it. But what I realised is, after a little while, once I'd looked into it, you know, when you go shopping to sort of Asda or Primark, not Primark, when you go to Asda or you go to Tesco or other supermarkets are available, when you look at the special offers, you always look at the weight. You do, don't you? You look at the weight of the contents of what you're actually buying. Well, I started looking at the weight. I looked at the weight of what I was actually buying for the Stargazer, and then I looked at the weight of what I was actually going to be paying for the Kryolan. Turns out I was getting more for my money with the Kryolan, and I was getting double the quantity. It was a little bit more expensive, but I was getting double the quantity of what I was going to be getting with the Stargazer. So if you are using Stargazer and you would like to maybe dabble and try something a little bit more what the professionals in theatre and the industry use, try it. Get yourself maybe one off eBay or somewhere like that and give it a go, because I was very hesitant at the beginning and I'm so pleased I did do it in the end. So Kryolan pan stick, that's another fabulous favourite thing of mine. Now this is what I use for setting my makeup. It's called Eyelash, and a lot of you guys are always asking me what makeup I use, and I always tell you the same thing. Everything I put on my face, other than the odd thing, is theatre makeup. It's theatre or stage makeup. So Eyelash blending powder. Now the good thing about Eyelash blending powder is, if you have a look at the back there, can you see the back? It's not just a translucent powder, it's translucent, but it's tinted. It is tinted with sort of like a flesh nude colour. So when you put it on, it literally just blends. It does exactly what it says on the tin, because it covers everything up and it just gives you a lovely even finish. And that's not even starting me on the properties of the finishing of it. It sets it within an inch of its life. It sets it so hard it's not going to budge. Your makeup stays the same all night long. For example, I use this if I ever do like Pride events, if I do a sort of a Pride Saturday in Rusty's or wherever I'm working. Pride Saturday is always a huge deal, the same as New Year's Eve. Pride Saturday is always goes on forever. It's the longest shift possible. It is usually about 10 hours plus. And then there's obviously a daytime event as well that we all have to go to, or we all tend to go to. So this is fabulous for things like that. So Eyelash blending powder, that is my other favourite thing. Now this, you will find this next item in every drag queen's makeup box. This is a staple for drag queens in the UK. Before I show you this, I am not going to advertise the fact that you should use this. I am not going to condone you using this. I am certainly putting a disclaimer here. A lot of drag queens, I do myself, I'm not advising you do this because of the product it is. A lot of drag queens use this for sticking eyelashes on. So, Copydex. Yes, I know what you're thinking. It's not meant for faces. It's not meant for faces at all. It's a safe adhesive for crafts, fabrics, carpets and DIY. It is. It's not meant for faces. However, it's basically a latex glue. So if you put this on your eyelashes, it will stick on, and it dries like that. It dries so quick. It won't budge. It won't budge at all. And they'll be on there as long as you need them to be on there. They will not come off. Even if you're hot and sweaty, they will not come off at all until you take them off. And the best thing I love about Copydex glue, when you come to the end of your night, you know, because you know how expensive eyelashes are. For a drag queen, eyelashes are very expensive, especially if you want some really long, possibly human hair, like I use. They're very expensive because you've got to layer them as well. I wear 3 pairs at a time. You know fine well, at the end of your night, this glue is going to come off. The good thing about Copydex is the glue literally just peels off in one strip. There's no cleaning them. There's no damaging your eyelashes. They literally just peels off and comes off in one strip, which you put it on. So Copydex glue, that's my next favourite thing. Shoes, right? Now, I've tried lots of different shoes over the years, and I've struggled to find ones that I've found comfortable, and I've struggled to find ones that I know have lasted. If I go to a normal shop, for example, if I buy a set of shoes from a normal shop, I know fine well that heel is not going to last 5 minutes. That heel's going to snap, because let's face it, boys and girls, I'm a man. If you just tuned in, yes, I am. These shoes I have that I absolutely swear by are the only shoes I will ever buy now. I won't buy any more. They're a little bit pricey, but They're made to be extra wide. They're actually made for exotic dancers. And these are a pair that I blinged up. I'll show you them. I blinged them up so they're nice and sparkly. They're Bordello. They're called, the brand is Bordello, and they're extra wide. So you get an extra wide width on them, and they're just so comfortable. The inside is like memory foam, so they're just there's sort of like a give. They give quite forgivingly, and the heels never snaps, because normally this bit here normally just comes off. If I go to a shop and buy them from a shop, that bit just breaks. And you don't want to do that when you're hosting an event, or you're performing a show somewhere. You don't want that to happen, because that's not going to look pretty, is it? No. So Bordello shoes. Also, if you don't want to do a Bordello shoe, it is actually a branch of the same company, Pleaser. Pleaser do shoes very similar to this. Pleaser more, you get a lot more plasticky kind of looking ones, which I don't know if you could stone, but Bordello, my top one for the shoes. Top one for the shoes. Capezio. Tights wise, I only wear one brand, and I wear Capezio tights. They're fabulous. They've got a lovely waistband on them, so I'm not going to get my bits and pieces out to show you, boys and girls. Unfortunately, it's not that kind of show. So, Capezio tights, they're the tights I wear. They're very opaque, so you don't need... I can get away with 2 pairs. I know some people who are quite hairy, if you like. They won't mind saying that. Some people do need to, or prefer to wear 3 pairs. I'm quite lucky I can get away with 2. They're very nice and thick. They've got a lovely sole on the bottom of the foot, so that the foot it's made into a proper foot, if that makes sense. They hug your legs beautifully, and you get a nice natural looking leg once you've got them on. And the good thing about these is to tuck anything in, so if you've got any lumps or bumps or things like that, it holds everything in. So Capezio tights, that's my next favourite thing. Now this next one I discovered recently. I don't want you to get offended that I'm going to show you an undergarment, but I discovered this really recently, and do you know when you have something and you think, I must try that? Well, I've been thinking of trying this for years, and since lockdown I've been doing cabaret shows in the house, in my dining room. Yes, I've been doing cabaret shows, and I thought, right, this is perfect time. I'll buy one of these and I'll try it, and we'll see what it's like. So, before you say anything, it's not a thong. It's not. It's a dance belt. It's by the company Block, and it's a dance belt. Now, if you're a drag queen, you will be familiar with the term tucking. Yes, if you're not familiar with the term tucking, I'll explain it a little bit further for you. That is when a drag queen, how can I say this? Tucking for me is, I'm a man. So when I want to do this, I have to take care of a certain little thing down there. I've got to take care of that so that it doesn't show in costumes. Are you with me? Literally, it has changed my life. It has. So, a dance belt. The good thing is they've got fabulous padding. So, everything's padded. So when you took everything away, you just put these on. It kind of does it all for you. And you end up with a nice, smooth sort of finish to your undercarriage that nothing will be seen through it. Yeah. So that is my next favourite thing. Now, at the end of the night, there's nothing better than taking your makeup off. There isn't. Nothing better than taking your makeup off. And how do I do it? I do it like this. I use aqueous cream. Now, it's cheap as chips. It is from the pound shop. I think you can get it from the pound shop. You can get it from pretty much anywhere. Supermarkets, chemists, they all sell it. And it's very good because it's very highly moisturising. So I just lather my face in it, and everything comes off. So aqueous cream, that's my next big thing. I think it's absolutely fabulous, and it's cheap as chips, and it leaves your skin feeling fabulous. So if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, give it a share, that is my favourite things. I just thought, you know what, we'll have a little moment together. I will tell you some of my all-time favourites and what I can't live without as a drag queen. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to do some more of these, so if you've got any suggestions of what you would like to see from me, do pop it in the comments below and I will try my hardest. But thanks for tuning in and I'll see you again soon. Ta-ra!